Hey everyone, Formal Riot here, and I've just been going back and taking a little look-see at some of the names of our past interviewees. I mean, we have like a Kibbles, a Stormwolf, What's a Pokemon, Stormfreak. It's really a testament to everyone's strange and unique avatar name. I mean, Formal Riot, that's cool and different, right? Well, and this show tonight, I'm going to be with Wolfie and Hollow Whispers are joining me. I mean, two very unique names associated directly with the fandom, because that's what you do online. You come up with unique avatar names. As it stands tonight, I'm interviewing a man named James. This is Flamecaster. And hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. Episode 7 now of Flamecaster. I can't believe we've almost lasted 2 months.
Yeah.
Two whole horrible months stuck with you two.
Well, you're welcome.
Well,
I can't believe
I've
I've stuck around this long having to talk to people like you for, God.
I can't believe I've let you stay around for this long. To be quite frank, I mean, 7 months.
Each time I'm on here, I feel your cold, heartless radio wave just coming out of the screen and doing evil things.
I know, right? I get chilled to the bone, but I do it. The Australian bronies.
I resent the fact that you two would imply I would be doing evil things to other people.
Oh please, you're obsessed with grimdark.
You point it out every week.
Yeah, and I will stand by that. For those of you who have seen the most recent episode, I think we'll get more into this a little later onto the show. But there is much more Magical Duel, everyone. First of all,
Yay!
Great episode. But there was so much grimdark in that episode. I don't even want to. I think our guest can back us up tonight. I think our guest will be able to back us up. As I mentioned before in the intro, we have, the exotically named James on the show. For those of you who probably have no idea who that is, well, James was one of the art designers for the Desktop Ponies app, or whatever you want to call it. I'm sure a lot of you know what it is. James, welcome to the show.
James, say hi.
Hello. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, no worries.
Welcome.
You really should be thanking us, though, because of the whole New Zealand thing.
Oh.
Yes, if you listen closely, listeners, you'll hear the distinct bang sound.
We really have decided to reach out and branch out so far that New Zealand, which should be a part of Australia anyways, we've got a Kiwi on the show, for better or for worse. So welcome aboard. Now, I briefly tried to explain Desktop Ponies before. Really, it's more your project. I think you could provide a more detailed explanation of what exactly that is.
Okay. Well, in short, Desktop Ponies is a program that allows your favorite ponies to run on your desktop, interact with each other, and if lucky enough, they may perhaps speak.
They freaked me out every single time they spoke. Seriously, I was never expecting it. Also, I have this hilarious story. Sorry for getting sidetracked. I was playing, I think it was Fallout 3. I killed someone in Fallout 3 and Applejack in the background was like, yeah! It was hilarious.
I had the problem when I first discovered they could speak, because the second I got Desktop Ponies, all I did was spam about 5 Scootaloos and 5 rarities.
I spammed Pinkie Pies after too many Pinkies.
Well, the point I want to get with the rarities, is that Rarity does not shut up.
Oh no. It's so show
I often have Nightmare Moon on my desktop, and I would hover my mouse over and she'd do that laugh, and my friends would be sitting next to me, and they'd be confused to hell. Nightmare Moon's laugh. That
Needless to say, James, this is obviously it's a great program for those. Everyone who knows what it is, they all have their funny stories in regards to it. How was it that you became involved in the project to begin with?
Well, I've been around in the fandom since just after the 4chan board wars, and for me, it was getting involved in this program. Yeah, it's just I really wanted to give back to this fandom because of all the amazing art projects and music that had been coming out of it. I felt like I was kind of just getting a free ride with all the awesome stuff that had been coming out of the fandom. And well, at the time, I didn't have any way to actually do any awesome art, and I'm highly untalented musically. This just came as something that was able to pick up and do, and people seem to really enjoy it. So I just stuck at it, and I've been doing it now for about a year or so.
Okay. Now, you said there that you're not awesome at art, and yet you're one of the artists, so I'm kind of finding that hard to believe. You're not suggesting that you just picked up your pixelating skills on the job, are you?
It's probably closer to the truth than what you'd probably expect. I pretty much found the project, had a look over it, and downloaded a couple of tutorials and stuff onto my computer, watched them, spent I think 13 hours learning how to do it, and just started from there.
Wow. Well, so what you're saying?
Dedication, friends.
Well, not only dedication, but it kind of just shows that really I'm not, when I say this, I'm not taking away from you, but the ability, if you're willing to put in the effort, really anyone can start making, that style art to.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think
it takes a while to learn. It takes even longer to master, but you can get some fairly decent pony art there within a couple months if you practice hard enough.
Well, I think it's the same for any type of art, really. If you're going to be dedicated,
it's the same for anything.
Yeah. If you're gonna,
anyone can do anything just as long as they practice.
Yep. You gotta have that dedication to just push through and deal with the fact people are gonna tell you you're crap, and just keep going on.
Spasm and turn your parents into pot plants.
I actually wait. Have people actually gone out and said you're crap at what you do, though?
Yes. Interesting enough, my first pony that I actually submitted to the group actually got a lot of hate for it. Not from the team members at the time themselves, but from the other users and people that were replying to the PonyChan thread at the time.
Okay. Which pony was that?
It's one that I've never actually gone back and finished, but it was Eiffel. He's a background pony that's seen for about half a second in, I believe it's the Showstoppers or Cutie Mark Chronicles episode. So
it's a background pony in for less than half a second, and it already has a name.
Yes.
Oh boy. Name all of the ponies. Honestly, to the extent people have gone, you could probably get a list of the entire population of Ponyville.
Oh, easy.
Oh,
that's bronies for you.
It's called MLP.wikia.
Yeah, but so I'm thinking, so if we get a list of, we could populate Ponyville, give the actual population number, which would probably be less than 100, and then realize that its economy is tanked, considering, and yet they jurisdiction. Anyways, I'm rambling off to. Why does Ponyville have a mayor? Answer me that, James.
I have no idea. Twilight seems to be it.
Pinky levels of no idea.
Few levels of no idea why the hell Ponyville has a mayor. That is clearly an important question and on topic. Focusing back a bit more in regards to the art. So, what exactly was the application process then? Because you said there was a lot of people applying.
The application process is pretty much. It doesn't really exist. It's more that anyone can submit art to be included in the program, as long as it's a canon pony that appears in the show and doesn't have any extreme fanon personality or animations. The Desktop Pony team is really just a core group of us that have been doing it now pretty much since its inception in early 2011, and we just kind of sorry, I've been getting over a cold these last couple of weeks. we've just been quality checking, making sure that the a lot of fan input doesn't completely overrun the program itself.
I get what you're saying there. So I guess in regards then, obviously it's not one person does all of them. Which ponies themselves were you involved with?
I'll just bring up the list. Apple Fritter, Archer Bodkin, Sparkler, Derpy, Berry, and Colgate and Violet are the ones that I've had a bit that I've actually properly released to the program. There's also been Frederick Horseshoepin and a couple of other foals that I've made for the program, but I haven't quite finished those up yet to be properly included. As well as a couple of the foals we've seen throughout the series so far that I haven't quite finished up yet, but I hope to have finished up in the next couple of weeks or so, if time permitted.
Perhaps.
Interestingly enough, I'm not in the team. I'm not the one actually that's picked up Babs. Babs has been picked up by Anonicat, one of the longer running members of the team.
Oh, but there will be a Babs in the future.
Okay.
Yes, there will be a Babs in the future, and it is in production.
Yes.
Okay. Well, backing up a bit, like with your own list, unfortunately no one could see the smile on my face when I just found out that you did both Sparkler and, of course, Derpy. So those are two of my big favorites. Sparkler I have up all the time. She's always sitting in the corner eating peanut butter. And,
oh god, making that animation.
Was there anything behind the peanut butter itself? Like, why Sparkler eating peanut butter?
The whole scene of her in the park struggling with that, struggling to open the can of peanut butter.
In Mystery Duel.
Yes.
When Rainbow Dash tries to bite and open it, and she just whacks it on the fountain.
Yep.
I completely forgot about that because I haven't watched that episode again because I don't like it.
That's probably one of my most favorite scenes in the entire show. That one.
Yeah, that scene is awesome.
That scene is awesome.
It is.
Pretty awesome.
I think, you're the first person, that is the first case of where I've seen, aspects of the fandom going out and addressing the fact that Sparkler likes her peanut butter. I mean, Berry Punch takes one drink and she's an alcoholic. Colgate doesn't even have anything to do with teeth at all in the show, and yet canon-wise she's a dentist. So how come there's not more Sparkler peanut butter out there?
I honestly have no idea. I would love to see more Sparkler peanut butter stuff out there, but I don't know. I guess the fandom at large just didn't really connect with it.
Well, Sparkler peanut butter.
Exactly. There's my challenge.
Listeners, spread the word.
There's my challenge to all of you out there.
Sparkler and peanut butter.
Need much more Sparkler peanut butter. I mean, there's already a Jam Pony, so the shipping is right there. Sparkler and Jam Pony, PB&J. Come on.
Oh, please, burn in Tartarus for that terrible joke.
It's right there for the taking. That's all I'm going to say. Anyways, so back on track. As you mentioned before, so there are more updates obviously upcoming. How large will this next update be, and when will it be?
The update as 1.42 as we've been calling it is probably going to be one of the largest updates we've done, just because of the amount of time gone between the last updates. We've got the absolutely amazing Rooster Dragon currently working on the code for the program since it's the original creator, Desktop Pony guy, pretty much went AFK for a while, and the program kind of slid to a slow hold. Rooster Dragon picked up the project from where he left off, and has been releasing patched versions for the team to bug check for the last month or so now. And we're really hoping to have the next update out within the next week or so.
Oh, next week?
Yeah, we're really hoping that everything will go down well, and there won't be some horrible program breaking bug that will pop up.
That'll totally happen. You just jinxed the hell out of that.
Nope. I have faith in this one. I just got super excited. I have faith for this one because I want to see a Chrysalis out there. And just spoil it. Can Chrysalis change into any of the other ponies?
At the moment, Chrysalis is still under the works. But if I remember correctly, and this may be incorrect, the changeling pony in the program at the moment should be able to shapeshift.
Yes.
Twilight levels of yes. Twilight Sparkle, guys.
Yay!
Twilight.
Let's all get excited.
Where did your Twilight Sparkle obsession come from? That is new from you.
No.
I'm watching.
I said Twilight, and then I thought, oh god, they might think of vampires. So I said, no, Twilight Sparkle.
Why would anyone think of vampires on a Brony podcast on the mention of Twilight? That should be in the show.
That should definitely be in the show.
Anyways, okay, now, so, yeah, I'm keen as for this update. Although, I guess, what about for yourself, though? Do you have any big future projects coming up?
In regards to the Desktop Pony program, I don't have any massive projects at the moment, apart from just finishing up the rather large backlog of stuff I've been doing for some friends that I have in the fandom who have asked for their OCs done, as well as finishing up some of the incomplete ponies for the program.
Oh, I've seen that list. Okay. It's massive.
Yeah. Massive list is massive. I was about to say, though, like, oh, you're doing OCs. Talk to me after the show.
Yes, I'll be there too.
So for all you listeners out there, clearly James is a free man. He's doing commissions of your OCs, or maybe even doing them for free. I don't know. Just send him a message. We're gonna throw down his details in the description below. So just be like, hey, I need 10 different versions of my OC. If you could do that in about 2 hours.
Prepare to get flooded, James.
There are also a lot of people who aren't on the program that do Desktop Pony recolors. I have at least 2 friends that one of them's stopped, I believe, at the moment, but another one's still actively looking for people to get requests.
Well, that one.
And they do credit the team.
In that case, cast me that link as well after the show, Wolfie. So
sure.
One last question that has been burning my mind, honestly, since you agreed to come onto the show, James. Why use your real name? Where is your avatar name?
Well, it's a bit of an odd thing. I just use my real name because I never actually intended, when I made my DeviantArt where I post all this, I use James539 because I never intended to actually start making art for the fandom.
Okay. Well, there you go.
And your online name that isn't James539?
Well, for the gaming side of things, I use Vulcan539.
Yes.
I do believe that's what it is on Brony's Australia as well.
Yeah.
What's with the 539? Lucky number?
No. That came from back in the days when I played RuneScape, and I typed in my username, and it goes, sorry, you can't have that one, have this one. And it just stuck, and the 539 was the random assortment of numbers it gave me at the end, and I've kind of just been using that ever since.
Okay.
RuneScape.
Alright. Well,
the old days of RuneScape.
Well, once again, James, thank you for coming on to the show. I know it's such a hassle time difference-wise between these two countries, as if they're 2 different countries. So, it's been a lot of fun having you. Unfortunately, now we're going to have to wrap this interview up, as it is musical break time. as opposed to our usual musical breaks, we're actually going to go back in time a bit for not only like a year back in time, and a remix as well. So it may not sound creative, however, this is one of my favorite remixes, and it's done by not just any Australian musician, but the Stablefree.
Stablefree.
You know, that person organizing PonyCon AU.
Yay,
Stablefree in our hearts and minds.
PonyCon.
Ooh. As it was, this is his remix of the Rainbow Factory. So, listen up, we'll be right back.
In the Rainbow Factory. 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 Where your fears and hearts come true. The rainbow's ale isn't quite as nice as the story we knew of sugar and spice. But rainbow's easy once you get to know it with the help of the magic of a Pegasus device. Still deeper into rainbow philosophy, far beyond that of Clydesdale's mythology. It's easy to misjudge that floating city with its alluring decor and social psychology. But with all great things comes a great responsibility, that of Clydesdale's being weather stability. How, you ask, are they up to the task? To which the answer is a simple facility. In the Rainbow Factory, where fears and hearts come true. In the Rainbow Factory, where not a single soul gets through. In the Rainbow Factory, where fears and hearts come true. Come true. In the Rainbow Factory, where not a single soul gets through. In the Rainbow Factory, where your fears and hearts come true. In the Rainbow Factory, where not a single soul gets through.
And welcome back, everyone. So that was Stablefree's remix of Rainbow Factory. In my opinion, it's actually a lot more ominous than the original itself, and you know how I am about ominous things.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of ominous...
Speaking of ominous, Mare in a cage.
Why?
Mare in a cage. Snips and Snails forced into child labour.
With whips?
With whips.
And no wheels.
Hey, I don't trust
Exile.
wheels either.
Definitely.
In case you haven't picked up what we're going on about at the moment, most recent episode, the duel. The magical duel.
That
I'm just going to
duel.
flat out say right now, much better than the original Trixie episode.
Oh, God, yes. The original Trixie episode left me with a sour taste in my mouth, and this one, sickly sweet. But, suffice to say, she's still not my favourite character, but she's come up from being, God, Trixie, to, oh yeah, Trixie's cool, I guess.
I've always liked Trixie.
I've always liked her design, but now she's a bit more fleshed out personality, I guess.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a huge plus. Obviously, continuing with my theme that this is the most grimdark season. I mean, geez, she enslaved an entire town essentially.
Yeah, pretty much. She did.
Forced the two smallest, weakest unicorn colts to drag her around everywhere. I'm not sure what her thinking was behind
The great
that.
and magical Trixie does not trust wheels. Do you want to know why? Because they'll turn on her.
Oh, that's evil. That's brilliant. But what I don't
Please
get is why
don't
doesn't she trust... I don't get why she doesn't trust Big Mac to pull her, because that would be much faster. I mean, the dude can pull a freaking house.
No, if you think about it, Snips and Snails brought about her demise more than Twilight did, because they were the ones that lured the Ursa Minor into the town. And if the Ursa Minor hadn't come into the town, then Twilight wouldn't have had the opportunity to show her up.
Because that's clearly what Twilight did.
It was a good point.
Well,
Wow, so that means her plan was to not only come back to Ponyville and exile Twilight, but just to torture those two. That is... Ooh, I like it.
torture her greatest fans. She's sounding more and more like Stephen Moffat.
No, it was a fun episode. I
Speaking
did
of fun,
I went.
I suppose
Speaking of fun?
you could say that,
Fun?
at some point, no, at some point, I was kind of expecting some hippie pony to come in and say, "Double rainbow." It's so vivid.
I wasn't
Yes.
expecting that. Something I was expecting actually was I was expecting when Twilight was told to use the 6. I was expecting the elements of harmony. I was not expecting Rule 63 Applejack. That did not come to my mind.
I squeezed so hard when I saw that, man.
Oh my god, it was
I
amazing.
freaked out.
That was awkward.
The fact that spell is canon. Only unicorns with really powerful magic can cast it, but the spell exists.
It
The
does.
spell exists, and okay, so the spell exists. Only powerful unicorns can cast it. It's above Twilight's level, so really all of that leaves is Luna and Celestia.
Maybe they were originally stallions?
Oh God!
So many fanfics.
Oh God, that is there's some nightmare fuel, as it was.
There were some characters standing next to Celestia that looked more like horses than ponies. What and who were they?
From Saddle Arabia.
They are from Saddle Arabia. It kind of implies that, ponies and zebras aren't the only hoofed sentient creatures. And cows, of course, and donkeys and such. Proves there are actual, proper full-grown horses out there, and not just ponies.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that yet another race, to explore.
Also, one interesting thing, and correct me if I'm wrong, but neither of them had cutie marks.
Neither of them had cutie marks. That's actually a pretty interesting point.
Yeah, because we know zebras can get cutie marks because Zecora has one, and it seems to be a pretty important thing for ponies. So, why...
The thing is...
Zecora was exiled because she was a half-breed.
That would make sense. The thing is,
Yeah, that's not a
you don't
bad.
see
That's not a bad theory.
cows getting cutie marks and they're sentient. You don't see donkeys
Dragons.
getting
Rabbits.
cutie marks. You don't see dragons
Mules.
getting cutie marks. You don't see any other species getting cutie marks apart from ponies. And maybe zebras. And Zakura's just looks as if she just happens to have a sun on her butt.
Half-breed.
Swirly.
Because she also has the body of a pony,
Mm.
not the body of a zebra. So I would not be surprised if she actually was a half-breed. However, all this discussion, we're still missing out on the best part of the episode. That being Pinkie Pie shutting up for, the entire thing.
No. Which leads on to the actual best part of the episode. Right at the very end. When
The fourth
Twilight...
wall has been broken.
Twilight literally demolished with magic the fourth wall. She ripped apart the fourth wall. If you listen to the thing that Pinkie does right before that, it almost sounds like, Hasbro, give me my mouth back.
I'm not even going to touch that, what she could have been saying. The point is, though, Twilight has made it onto my naughty list by not only shattering the fourth wall to the point of oblivion, but for returning Pinkie back her mouth. Not going to go into spoilers here. I'm really excited for the next episode, and it would have been so much better if Pinkie could not speak in it as well. But
I actually quite enjoy how they not just referred to the character herself, but referred to the puppets they would have used to make the characters by using the cursor and the delete bin and the mouth puppet.
Yes.
That was clever.
That mouth puppet is actually what they use.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
They probably
clever.
did delete it during that.
Although
That would have been the only way to easily keep her mouth out for the entire thing. They would have had to, delete the mouth bit, wouldn't they?
She would have found a way to get it back.
Because just hiding it would have been a pain in the ass.
She would have found a way to get it back. Although this also brings me sort of to my next point that I want to address is just so Trixie comes in and just, enslaves this town and does all these horrible things. And then because she sets off a couple fireworks, she gets away scot-free. And that's really my one problem with the episode.
She was corrupted by the Alicorn amulet. I usually don't stick up for Trixie because, well, she's not one of my favourite characters, but in this case she can be defended with, logically, defended with,
But she acted
she
the
was
exact
corrupted.
same
Yep.
as she did. She didn't change. It was
Yeah,
okay,
but-
she's corrupted. We didn't see any signs of that corruption. We didn't see her slowly, her attitude slowly change.
Her eyes.
Yeah, her
Every
eyes,
time
that was
she
it.
Yeah.
used
Not
the
her
amulet,
attitude.
There was a huge difference between Trixie this time round and last time round. Trixie last time round was, yes, she was up herself an arrogant showmare. This time she was it was evil.
Actually wanting
helped
to
the
hurt
beavers.
ponies.
She helped the beavers.
The only reason she did anything in the last episode was because people were trying to show her up. What do show people do when people are trying to heckle them? They show them up. In this case, no one was trying to show her up. She was just being evil. She had no reason to do what she did, unlike the last episode in which she did have a reason to do something. But she shouldn't have really, been so...
I think you're forgetting the reasons why she got the amulet, though, in the first place. Her entire goal from before she got quote-unquote corrupted was to show up Twilight Sparkle. That doesn't change. And I guess I'm not saying the amulet...
True, that was pathetic, but
And I'm not saying the amulet wasn't affecting her and should be omitted from how she acted, but we didn't see any progression of her slowly becoming more and more evil. It's just all of a sudden, I'm evil now, the amulet's corrupted me. We didn't know what she was like
well,
beforehand.
She was slowly getting worse.
No, she
because-
wasn't. She helped the beavers. She helped
Yes,
the
but
beavers.
after she did all of that crap, she changed her chariot. She went from something that would have been reasonably easy to pull without wheels, if you're strong enough, to a massive gold chamber with her on top of it. It would have been heavy as all hell. That would
Yeah, it would have been heavy, but that was an ego thing. That wasn't a corrupted evil thing. That was an ego thing. The most
I know,
evil thing
but-
she did in that episode was put the mayor in a cage.
if you look at the start of this whole thing, it starts with her just willing to, if Twilight loses, she's gone from Ponyville.
That's pretty horrible.
She didn't say anything about torturing all of Twilight's friends, as well as having Twilight out of Ponyville.
She just wanted her out.
Whereas by the end of the episode, she had ponies in cages, she had ponies in labour, she had everything,
The rather interesting choice of colours for her banners.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know. I guess what I want to get at, though, I still would have liked to see some consequence, not only for her actions, but that shopkeeper as well who gave it to her. Yeah, that was real responsible.
Oh, yeah. I really want to see proper punishment.
Exactly. Law and punishment in Equestria. Does it even exist, or is it just Moon? Done.
We have never... I don't think we've ever really seen anything other than Twilight being all... She's gonna lock up Fluttershy. She's gonna lock up Fluttershy here. She's gonna lock up Fluttershy on the moon!
We've heard of dungeons. We've heard of, the weird caves underneath Camelot for Selfish. And we've seen the moon. There doesn't seem to be, an adequate law and justice system in this entire nation, which is odd because half of Canterlot's population seems to be guards.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how they keep law and order. Everyone's a guard.
We have no idea what the rest of the zebras are like. We have no idea what the rest of the griffins are like. We have no idea about pretty much all of the other species. And I totally didn't mention zebras just because I like Fallout Equestria. And I'm totally not hoping something like that happens. At all. No.
Okay, so, yeah, with, Canterlot full of guards, yeah, what you're saying, I guess that'd be taking, with what James, with what you just said, I guess, perhaps Equestria is really taking the whole Elder Scrolls approach, where every working male is a guard. Or a blacksmith.
If you'll notice, they all look the same, we all knew that already, but they all sound the same as well. I'm just waiting for... Stop there!
Stop right there,
scum!
I'm pretty sure them all looking and sounding the same has to do with their enchanted armor for, That's the fandom I chose to believe, or the headcanon, rather. Because that just makes sense, it's uniform.
Celestia keeps a cloning machine in the back of the castle. End of story.
They used the mirror pool.
Yeah, exactly. There was one guard, and they just mirrored him. Oh, jeez. That would be, kind of horrifying.
Oh, God, yeah.
Are we ever going to see a return of that mirror pool, I wonder?
I hope so.
Maybe.
Discord uses the mirror pool.
I guess return... Oh, boy. That would be bad. Returning
it would be
back,
fantastic.
Though, to the Law and Order within Equestria, because we've seen Moon and Stone as, cases of more extreme punishment. And we kind of mentioned this before with the Canterlot City Underground and, what sort of crime probably exists, and we briefly touched on that. I guess I really want to see a judicial system. And I can't help but think, at least in terms of Ponyville, the mayor would probably wind up acting as the, judge and juror.
I don't really see anyone in Ponyville committing crimes other than that bloody shopkeeper that tries to extort Fluttershy. Anyway, I imagine there would just be a cell there just for when Barry gets drunk.
I imagine so, and honestly, I heard a little rumor that Lyra is a bit of a streaker, but as it stands, I don't... Yeah, it's really strange. They have so much law and order, but no crime. It's been bothering me for a while. Where is their judicial system? What are their laws?
Maybe we'll see some more of that later. Maybe.
So yeah, I don't know. I just really, really, really would have liked to see more repercussions, I guess, from Trixie's action in the last episode.
Yeah, but then again, I did just have the 20-minute...
Two-part all the episodes! Two-part all the episodes. That episode would have been so awesome as a two-parter.
It'd make me happy, just as long as I saw, maybe down an alleyway, some pony getting cuffed up or something to take off to police because they're doing something terrible. That would make everything fall in place.
But keep in mind, this is
children's show.
Technically a little girl show.
But...
And on that subject, and for those of you out there who are listening to us who think it's, well, just a fan service episode, it was actually said that this episode was planned to be a season 2 episode. This was in the works before the Brony fandom became massive. It was in the works when the Brony fandom was reasonably big, but not, changing the opinions of whatever. So, it's not a massive fan service episode.
This is something that has been in the works for a while. Unfortunately, as heated as this discussion surprisingly got, we have run out of time, as it were.
I like
true,
the sound of my own voice.
Oh, that makes one person. So, as it said, first of all, it's time to do our, roundup of thank yous. First of all, huge thank you to our panelists, Hollow, Whispers, and Wolfie.
Yay,
hello,
guys.
Goodbye. Hello, goodbye.
Thank you so much. An even larger thank you to James for joining us.
Well, thank you very much for having me on.
I had fun. Honestly, don't be
fun.
surprised if you're back on again in the future. Especially, if you just did those OC arts. Poke.
Might give you a couple of extra credits.
Similarly, you can, for all you listeners, you can check out his DeviantArt page in the links below. Give him a shout. Don't overrun him. Don't override him with requests. He is human after all, and he has a lot of work on his mind. And lastly, thank you to our listeners. As per usual, we'd love to hear from you, so shout us an email, a tweet, whatever it takes. Email is flankcaster@gmail.com. As for a little challenge, we've listed it before. Peanut butter sparkler, go, go, go.
Peanut butter sparkler time. Peanut butter sparkler time.
Exactly. Put that together. I would love to see it. Until next time, thank you all so very, very, very much. Good day, good evening, good night. I'm Formal Riot. Have fun.
He's gonna leave that laugh in there. You do realize this, right?
I'm stopping the recording now.